If you think this is news, then let me put some things into context. Yes, my name is Merville Myers. I am your blogger from Alma Grove. And let just ask Sarah Elizabeth Beecham what happened on the 20th of March 2025, why she did not complete the case, that she kept on. She want to keep this case. She want to keep this case. What did I say to her? If I become HCT group impact report of 1 in 5 of all suicides are associated with unemployment, then she's going to be responsible. All she did was mumble. She had previously said how well myself and Tristan Salter had conducted ourselves, so there was no issues about whether my hidden disabilities had affected me. Yeah. So after she mumbled, she said the way the court was going to be held and I should make sure I attend. But unfortunately, she was not in attendance. And I was confronted by what I chose to refer at the time as a ranting, raving lunatic chatting about Winsome Duncan and District Judge Stellini. I know who Winsome Duncan is. I know who Winsome Duncan is because Winsome Duncan stole my manuscript. Yeah? And I'll add more to that later. I'm doing what is here. Winsome Duncan stole my manuscript. And when the ranting, raving lunatic was carrying on about the District Judge Stellini, all I knew of a District Judge Stellini was a name on a piece of paper from he or she was involved with striking out the claims with Zimmel and Rand. And then I got another note with him or her labeling me a violent nuisance. 1st of August 2023. So we need to look at the situation when I was sent a possession letter from Devon's solicitors with the name Narin Masira and a number. Yes? We're going to link up all these things. So I'm going to tell my story from around here. So this is my story, yes? My story started at London Early Years Foundation. I could go back, but I'm going to go to London Early Years Foundation. My story started at London Early Years Foundation after the death of my mother. I'd been asking for transfer to work closer to home so I could be carer for my elderly husband. When I said care, I didn't want that much care, but to be close home because I used to work the other side of London, so I wanted to be closer home. Now he was aging, so that I could carry on working for myself because work keeps me going and help with my mental health and whatever there was. I got the transfer to work at Bird in the Bush Nursery after they wanted to force me to go to House of Commons Nursery. But then I had decided when House of Commons Nursery opened, I'd asked for transfer to go there. They didn't allow it because they don't think I was posh enough. But once they were having problems, yes, staffing problems and everything, they consider now I was good. So I was only going to be used. I wouldn't mind going there, as I said, prestige. But by that time I had gone and covered at House of Commons Nursery and realized that I would not be able to function properly there because of my disabilities, which were known. So there were hidden disabilities, but there were disabilities that was known. Because I would have to be taking children out in buggy, sometimes double buggy, sometimes 2 times for the day. And then because of my diabetes and other stuff, I needed to be somewhere where I have toilet space. And when you're working with children, it's not conducive. So it's not going to be in the ratio for you to pop into toilet. And if there's no toilet in close vicinity, that's going to make it extra special. So that put additional stress on me. So when they wanted, when I asked for the transfer again, and they wanted to force me to go to House of Commons nursery, I said I would not go. So then I heard about Brixton that was opening, and I had considered going to Brixton. But then people came from Bird in the Bush Nursery. I knew about Bird in the Bush Nursery. It was now taken over by London Early Years Foundation. So people came there because I was, anybody can ask, Luton Street Community Nursery. I helped to make that place into a beacon. When I went there first, there were more supply staff than regular staff. Mother and daughter used to work there. Until, yes, it was established as the go-to place, beacon of excellence. Sky News came there, the course of childcare on the 5th of September 2022. So I'm telling my story. So now I want to make this as much as possible because I'm going to make a case. Yeah, I'm going to make a case. And whether they like it or not, I've been shut down. Yeah. And for a person who is an author and who started writing for therapy, when my father was stricken with Parkinson's, I'm scared right now that I'm going to die. I'm scared I'm going to die if I don't die because of I have an eating disorder and I have underlying condition like diabetes and stuff. I'm going to die at the hands of my neighbor. But they will cover it up to make it look like that, like I commit suicide. Let's put everything into context. Yeah? Because police came here under cover of Leave Margaret Town lecture to murder me, to say I commit suicide. Police coming in here and abused me, assaulted me. It's all happened to me. Police came here to section me. Of a malicious report I wrote on Facebook, I was feeling suicidal. Now I see Martin Lewis reaching out for people for research. I've signed up. But Martin Lewis, Winsome Duncan was in Martin Lewis magazine. Yeah? So I'm tying up everything. Virginia Godfrey's suicide draws line under Prince Andrew's hopes of redemption. So let me see. If Prince Andrew does not have hope of redemption, let me put some people in the picture that should be charged for what Mervyn Myers is going through. I will never commit suicide. I will never commit suicide, but this pain and the suffering I have been undergoing since I wrote to Dillis Ipton on the eve of Mothering Sunday 2014 to say I am depressed and slowly dying of torture. If I wasn't raised Christian, I would take the easy way out, but I can't take the easy way out, so the suffering continues. But let me say, I'm going to go back. Colonization in reverse, the decriminalization of Mervyn Myers. So I'm going to go reverse. Yeah, I'm going to name some names now. Yeah. HHJ Richard Roberts. Who District Judge Sarah Elizabeth Beecham called on the 20th of March 2025 to finish the case, to finish this case, because she got cold feet and she chickened out when I challenged her with HCT Group impact report of 1 in 5 of all suicides are associated with unemployment. District Judge Sarah Elizabeth Beecham will not produce a court order because she cannot produce a court order. So this that is here is null and void because this was sent by Devon's solicitors, as you can see. Yeah? So here it is. On the 17th of March 2025, District Judge Beecham, sitting at the County Court at Clerkenwell and Shoreditch, the G Street Courthouse, 29 to 41 G Street, London EC1V 3RE, upon hearing the defendant in person, hearing counsel for the claimant, and the court orders on monetary grounds 7A Housing Act 1988 that the defendant do deliver a possession to the claimant of flat 16 Alma Grove, London SE15PY by the 17th of April. I'll not read anything else. Nothing like that happened on the 17th. So here it is. This is null and void. District Judge Beecham must be charged for whatever the law can throw at her. And why District Judge Beecham must be charged for whatever the law can throw at her is the fact that District Judge Beecham said she wanted to keep the case. She's always said she wanted to keep the case. And based on what has been coming out, that is what an order would look like. And you see District Judge Beecham name on it. District Judge Beecham said she wanted to keep the case. Yes. And I was there drumming up support to say, oh, District Judge Beecham wanted to keep the case, so I get justice. Yeah, I've represented myself at tribunal, whatever. So there was I until, because even when the police came, one was stood there, and I asked, do you know what is the Equality Act? Go and listen, because YouTube, social media are hiding my stuff. Anyway, when I realized that District Judge Beecham, yeah, must be charged for whatever law can throw at her, is on the 7th of March, I got to court, yeah, to hear my name being called. I was sat on the floor when somebody came over to me, because I've had Mr. Mold, and asked if I got the bundle, and I said no. He said, he didn't even ask how I was. He said he has a spare if I want to take it. I said no, not at this time. Anyway, in court, I was given the bundle, but the way things were being said, District Judge Beecham and them didn't believe I didn't get the bundle. The bundle turned up. So that's another hammer in District Judge Beecham's coffin. Yeah. After everything was said and done, she said how well I conducted myself. Yeah. How well I conducted myself. Well, once I hit her with the statistic and she mumbled, I wasn't expecting that a man is going to turn up. And gender-based violence. I could have handled that man if he had acted as a professional. But he started shouting, and as I said, I labeled him a ranting, raving lunatic with a dead sheep on his head. Because I didn't know who he was. So what, basically 4 persons turned up at court to support me out of the blue. Yes, because people were there asking about support for me. So 4 white people turn up to support me. 3 female and a male to support me out of the blue. And I understand District Judge Beecham wouldn't allow any of the persons to talk to me, although I was stressed. Yes? Not in my court. Not in my court. Yes? And then also that discrepancies, and I have some thing where I'm asking questions. Tristan Salter said he would only be doing one of the case and he wouldn't be doing the other one. We need to look into those discrepancies. Yes? We need to know who is Tristan Salter to District Judge Beecham. Five paper chambers where District Judge Beecham used to work before she was appointed by Robert Buckland. And we need to go back. why I wrote to Robert Buckland again about HHJ Parfit. No, HHJ died. Okay. When this man turned up ranting and raving and talking about Winsome Duncan and Stellini, and I said the UK is the most racist place, yes it is. And you have to understand why I say so. Yeah? My atypical Parkinsonism took over, so I couldn't talk, I couldn't do anything. Yeah? Anybody who knows certain things, my hidden disabilities. I couldn't function, and the way he was barking at me, stand up, da, da, da. And I'm like, oh my God, please. But what I understand also from people who know, the security that were there was to lead me away to prison. So I was to be in prison. So he's acting as if he's been lenient. How can you be lenient about my stories? That people have gone into my stories that I've written. Yeah? People have gone into my stories on my platform that I paid for to take out, to make up a bundle of over nearly 900 pages to charge me. So you have nearly 900 pages in one and 601 odd pages in another. That District Judge Beecham was going to give me an hour to look over when I said I didn't get the bundle. All these is going to go into context. District Judge Beecham, you're going to prison. You are going to prison. And so will HHJ Richard Roberts. And you know why he's going to prison? Because he put a constraint order on, civil restraint order on me solely because I've been taking out cases because I need to get back some of what's owing to me. And District Judge Swan strike out 5 of the claims, and I challenge it. And that's the reason District Judge HHJ Richard Roberts put civil restraint order on me. And when he's not in working, it's Marquand. All these going to prison. Let me tell you who else from County Court of Clerkenwell are going to prison. Because it's this case, not others. There are others. Yeah? Let me start at the beginning. District Judge Greenwich. Yes? If I die, whatever, it's more than, what they're doing to me is more than sexual. Yeah? Is whatever. I've been a campaigner. Yeah? So let's name District Judge Greenwich. I never know anything about any claim on the 24th. Go look back at what was happening to me in July. So there was no way I had any knowledge about what you presided over on the 24th of July. District Judge Swan. I don't know if you're male or female. I've never been in your court. So I think Greenwich sent something from somewhere, County Court of Clerkenwell, from somewhere to County Court of Clerkenwell. Then you presided on the 26th. Go look again into July, what was happening on in July, over July. Yeah? So I had no argument with you, District Judge Swan. But then when I put in claims now, you sat down and strike out 5 that they have no merit. And when I challenge it now, HHJ Richard Roberts put restraint order on me. How many restraint order and ECRO have been taken out against me? We need to look into those and why those happen. So then I was, the 1st of August now, District Judge Stellini, yeah, labeled me a violent nuisance and said I did not come to court, although I was served paper. I was not served any paper. I was served paper, but the paper I was served, a whole bundle, if you look into what was happening to me in July, you would know there was no way I could have seen that bundle and addressed that bundle and the USB, because as well as dealing with my problem, high blood pressure for the first time, my brother dying of prostate cancer, my little brother in the intensive care for his 60th, yeah, I could never, and I never got any whatever. So I didn't have time having to take my husband to the hospital for his checkup. I was in Tessa Joel asking for support because he was agitating. So there was no way the bundle that came overnight, I could have anything. And everything is in there that I was served paper and I didn't come. So who was checking what was happening to me? Everybody was saying they were offering me support. Yes? So all that has happened, I am not responsible for anything. Yes, I've been to court, but the circumstances of me being in court, I wouldn't understand. So Steve Nigeria, Barrister Delboro, District Judge Richard Hayes, District Judge Pygram, District Judge Bastin. I didn't go before him or her because it was when Steve Nigeria sent email to the court to take him off. So I was it was the duty solicitor who actually took the case. So I didn't go in. District Judge Bell, so District Judge Delaney, strike out my claim with Winsome Duncan. That's what you need to know. Ranting, raving lunatic. Yeah? So District Judge Bell strike out 7 of my claims, send 7 of my claims from the county court at Clerkenwell and Shoreditch to Central London County Court, including the one with Ryan Clement. Judgment passed for £9,000. The others were evacuated. That is District Judge Bell. She sent me to do the assessment, psychological assessment, where whenever I'm sent to do anything, I go. Because at the end of the day, I have nothing to hide. Yeah? I went and done it on the 15th of April after the death of my husband. Well, who knows anything about anything? Yeah? Then, who else did I go before? There are some documents that said I was to be in court on the 20th of December 2023 and I did not turn up. I was in court on the 19th. On the 20th of December, I had a medical review. So another lie. We need to look into those. But no, but people just taking my money and not even answering their phone. All right? So we're doing this because this is more than whatever. This is more than whatever. Yes? So I'm going to wrap this one up by telling the world that the county court at Clerkenwell and Shoreditch is a hostile environment for Merville Myers because I have the letter where I put in a complaint to say it's a hostile environment. I have all my cases dropped. I started all over again, and that's why Richard Blakeway of the Housing Ombudsman Service is going to get caught up in all of this. God is going to keep me long enough. Don't get a stroke, nothing happened to me. So all these things, they are documented there already, but it needs to be updated and whatever is being hidden. So let me tell you some more now. It started at London Early Years Foundation. Yes? I worked at London Early Years Foundation the 1st of September 2009. Yeah? Started at Fitzrover Community Nursery because of what was done to me by Maria Goncalves and Maria Freeman. Joel Lack spoke up for me and I transferred to Luton Street Community Nursery. And after I left there, as I said, I was a beacon. I helped the place to become a beacon. Anybody coming, it's always Luton Street. Yeah? Because Julie helped me. Yeah? But then I was the only one shortlisted for the role of lead early years practitioner. I had a breakdown and I decided I wasn't going back anymore for those situations to happen to me. So I'm working for my pension. So I implemented a lot. I was on Sky News, the whole work. The cost of childcare in Nurse Rural magazine. Yeah, and you're allowing me to die like this. So let me tell you, it's not only them have rights to whatever. Yeah, my Facebook pages have been taken, LinkedIn, you name it, has been taken. My whole website I created from scratch has been taken. Mark Upton and Guy Lawful. Yes, what more can I say? So let me name now. Yeah, it was only after I enrolled to go to University of East London, encouraged by my brother, that I got a phone call out of the blue. And what did that phone call lead to? Richard Harty. At the time, I didn't get his name properly. A foreigner. He's either New Zealand or Australia. What did that lead to? I discovered that London Early Years Foundation, formerly Westminster Children's Society, is operating a paedophile ring under the guise of Richard Harty Men in Child Care. June O'Sullivan, drag queen storytellers. She wants to be remembered as a disruptive influence. So if Dr. Virginia Guffrey's suicide draws line under Prince Andrew's hopes of redemption, cry me a tiny river. Cry me a tiny river. Well, I am not going to be crying a tiny river. I'll be crying a big pond, like Middlewire Pond, where Mr. Barnaby went and committed suicide, folded his clothes, put his gun neatly down, and walk into the water, never to return. Yes? I told Solo Abojulua of the J.I. solicitors about that suicide. And where I am today. As I said, I will never commit suicide. But the way I am feeling, I wish I had the heart and the nerves and the courage to do it. Because no human being who has contributed so much should be suffering like this. So you want to know about what? You want to know who is involved? A paedophile ring. London Early Years Foundation. That's why the last place I had to go up by Moonshot, the drumming with Grasshopper, have been removed. So now I'm buried in here. A prisoner. I open my windows and look out his problem. Yeah? Woman can put bottle on the bin because she's taunting me. And I'm putting that evidence there and Instagram is taking it off. Who else? Who else? How many people have been pushed to suicide? Richard Blake, where you going down to? The Metropolitan Police. The NHS, why I do not have a GP. Yeah? Dr. Phil Gregory came here the day after I was on the Housing Ombudsman Zoom. So you think it's only Prince Andrew? Prince Andrew is a minor cog in this thing. Yes? Prince Andrew is a minor cog in this thing. But the United Kingdom is full up of pedophiles, murderers, racists, terrorists. June O'Sullivan wants to be remembered as a disruptive influence. Tony Seeley did not visit his sister when she was sectioned. I have never been sectioned. Depression, chronic anxiety, I've never been diagnosed with all those things. So District Judge Beecham, you're going to jail for grooming Tristan Salter. Who is Tristan Salter? We're going to find out all these questions. Yeah? So it's not only Dr. Charlotte Proudman who can do whatever. This is my book. Yes? I've been trying to set up a business from the time, whatever. I've been trying to set up business. It's not happening. Where else am I? Let the world know. Let the world know where else am I. Let the world know. Where else am I? Something needs to be done. Yeah? Something needs to be done. So when yeah? This is me. And I can't get anything and people telling me whatever. How did I get these? How did I get these? How did I get these? And I have a racist terrorist. How did I get these? How did I get these? Yeah? How did I get these? We need to stop this. Let me show you something what I've created. Whatever. How did Merville Myers get these? How did Merville Myers get these? Why am I now the victim? Yeah? Teresa Sandman, multi-generational working approach, whatever. I do these things because I want, and now I am sat in here. Yeah? Suspended sentence. Yeah? How did these come about? How did these come about? Yeah? Yeah? How did these come about? How did these come about? Pedophiles, rapists, racists, terrorists that have me here. How did these come about? What year do you see here? 2014. Yeah? So it's not only Dr. Proudman. I have done things too. It's not only Dr. Proudman. What do I have this for? Who is that? Child B who has said autism. And now I think my grandson is on whatever. How much was I offered for job? Dear Merville Smart teacher is recruiting for the following role, which I think you will be ideal for. Is that me go apply for the job? Is somebody see my CV and think I'm ideal for it? What year was it? 2021, the same year. Yeah? That pedophile. Richard Harty kicked me out of the University of East London. And what I'm enduring. That's the Junior Sullivan. Junior Sullivan is going to go to jail. And anybody who facilitates her, yeah? See her there? Same like when, okay. Same like when Sky News came. Junior Sullivan, you're going to jail. Anybody who facilitates Junior Sullivan, going to jail with her. Yeah? How do I get these things? Yeah? Let's show you what I have. So I sit in here and I create things because I need to do. Debbie Thomas write me this. And now Debbie Thomas join them. Join them. Yeah? Yeah? So see, that's the letter Debbie Thomas write. Yeah? And when we're talking about District Judge Beecham. Yeah? Before District Judge Beecham sitting at the county court at clerk, will ensure this 19th of September. So where is the order now? That letter from Devonshire solicitors make the two cases null and void. Yeah? So let me get on with my life. Yeah? See, when I applied for the job I talk about, and I said, no, I'm not going back there. See? Here we are. Yeah? Read your 2-year-old a bedtime story and start to slowly peel off the label. So I'm going to make this into a podcast to show the world that there are pedophiles in the early years sector. And where that ugly bitch, where she there? Yeah? I'm going to make this into a thingy now, as you're saying this. I'm going to make this. The world is going to know.